Before I begin, this is not a Smart and Final sponsored video. Hello, my informative speech is about my chosen profession in the field of deaf studies. I chose this career because I have become very interested in ASL, American Sign Language, through watching a television show called Switched at Birth, which included an actress named Marlee Matlin. For this speech, I will go into what is required, the benefits, and even the lifestyle surrounding the profession. Yes, I did say profession because for me, I have two options that I would be considering. My speech will list the options as well as breaking them down. The first option that I am considering for a profession in this field would be that of a teaching assistant. I chose this profession because I have worked with kids in my church during our children's church time, and I really enjoyed it. A teaching assistant will help the classroom teachers in many different areas, things such as lesson plans, preparing teaching materials, presenting to students, as well as tutoring, and even helping to grade tests. They are all there to help both teachers and the students in any way that is needed related to classroom instructions and learning. The second option would be that of an interpreter. As this is a vague profession, it can include areas such as assisting law enforcement, leading tours for the deaf, or even interpreting sermons for my church. This is something that, even with my limited ASL knowledge at the moment, that I have some experience with my current job. It was just basically assisting a customer that needed some help. I do understand that both of these professions are very detailed on the education and the experience that are required, but both of these professions also help those in the deaf community, and this is something that I would really like to do. Lifestyles for each can be very different as well, meaning a teaching assistant availability would depend on the schools, and there are sometimes long hours involved, and an interpreter may require to travel depending on where it is needed, as the teaching assistant can require a master's degree in ASL as well as a teaching credential. The minimum for an interpreter is a bachelor's degree, but also does need about 2 to 5 years of interpreting experience. Much of that experience, though, can be done through volunteer work within the deaf community. Interning can also be a way to gain experience for either profession, and is sometimes encouraged, even though not all interns are paid. In order to be successful at either professions, there will be a lot of education, experience, and practice needed with ASL, and this is considered a language accuracy is important, which is why it will take a lot of practice to be proficient. The more proficient I am in ASL, the better my chances are in the job market. It also helps keep improving on my skills, just like anything else. Like many careers, it is always a benefit to keep learning as things are changing all the time. Keeping in practice will help me sharpen my ASL skills. I am thankful, though, that my mother is also learning as I learn, and we do tend to use ASL all the time, which will be to my benefit as I'm not currently around those in the deaf community. As long as I keep improving my proficiency in ASL, and since I do have a passion for this, as passion is very important, I know I will be successful in either profession. Although the field of deaf studies can be very stressful for a hearing person, I am ready for the challenge because I really enjoy helping those within the deaf community by teaching the young who are deaf, or just simply helping a deaf person find their way through something. It is a wonderful feeling. In closing, I want to wish everyone the best in their chosen professions, and thank you for listening to my speech.